Hello and welcome. This is going to be the third run of Terra Invicta on the channel. Hopefully the second successful one. Because, well, the first one... Well, maybe the first one was succeedable, but we arrived at a state where we thought it wasn't necessarily super succeedable and decided to cancel it. We started the second run on the Resistance, as the Resistance. That one worked out. Since then, the patches have progressed. We're now in... I think the live patch right now for vanilla is release candidate 1, so RC1. We're running this on the experimental, so we're technically on release candidate 6. So RC6 is where we're going to be starting this run. Just a reminder for those who are watching on Twitch or watching on YouTube, I am currently doing a little bit of dog watching, dog sitting, and this is the dog. This is Cindy. She's fairly old dog, but otherwise a fairly nice dog. Mainly she needs help with getting daily, well, twice daily pills, and cleaning up after her because she's old enough that she has issues sometimes. Yeah, at the moment I'm currently dog watching. So just a reminder, that is what I'm doing at the moment. So if there's any unusual interruptions in the stream, that's what's going on. At the beginning and end of every stream where I'm going to be dog watching, I'm going to be putting up a different dog picture. It's going to be the same one during the stream, but each stream will have a new dog picture. This is the dog picture for today. This is the dog this is Cindy as I'm going to go get the mail. So she came out to get the mail with me. Oh, go ahead and put that away. I think this will be the only Terra Invicta stream while I'm dog watching. The next one should be, assuming it doesn't get delayed, should be the day I stop dog watching. Although I may put a dog picture up for that one as well, because that'll be the last day I'm dog watching. And yeah, so we're going to go ahead and do the Terra Invicta again on release candidate 6. And obviously we're starting a new game. Major patch jump here. So we're going to start up as the thing. Action difficulty is considered 3-star. Okay. For the Resistance. We're not planning on playing the Resistance. I'm going to change up the faction here. We'll pull up the customize thing. Might leave it mostly on... Yeah, basically leave it on default. I suppose technically we were on cinematic last time. Is that still the default? That is still the default. Okay, so there's realistic, which they've added, but apparently that is not default on. We're gonna run the default settings. The only thing I was thinking of maybe changing was setting starting counselor profession to done, but we'll leave it on default for that. And then I think what I'm going to be playing here is, the way I'm going to change this up, so it's going to be different than the last one. So we're not going to be Resistance. I think we're going to do the Initiative, which was the faction we were playing the first time when we kind of didn't succeed. However, there's a couple things I've learned since then. Notably, the Initiative, in theory, can get non-aggression pacts with everyone. So that's what we're going to try to do at the beginning. Is we're going to try to get non-aggression pact with everyone and kind of sit on the sidelines. We're one of the more neutral factions. We want to profit from the arrival of aliens. We're really not decided on, do we need to oppose or support them. In fact, how the game will filter out, and this is kind of spoilers for near the end, there will be some degree of opposition because the aliens want to sort of make up us a puppet species, and the Initiative's sort of primary goal is to kind of pull the Uno reverse card and do that to them. So the aliens will consider that opposition to them. The pro-alien factions will consider that opposition to them. But for the vast majority of the game, we are going to be able to achieve sort of non-aggression pact status with everyone, except to some degree the aliens, and that may extrapolate into the most pro-alien factions basically being in a state of war with them as well. But at least for the beginning, we should be able to sort of sit on the sidelines and focus on developing. So we're going to do normal game difficulty on long campaign. Default long campaign here. Getting into the game with only 5 minutes on the intro. If this is your first time watching the channel, which, well, this is the second Terra Invicta stream on, or Terra Invicta run on the channel, which will hopefully be successful. We succeeded with the second one. Third run in total. I am streaming this live to Twitch, and the username Willcall. Unless something comes up, this will probably be streamed every 4 days on Twitch. Every night. Or every 4 nights on Twitch it will be streamed. The other 3 nights I will be streaming as well, but we'll be streaming something else. I tend to rotate through 4 games at a time. So if you're watching this later and you want to go see it be recorded live, you can do that by hopping on Twitch under the username Willcall. And I will be recording it
remember the day
for YouTube under the username
the day we learned we were not alone. As a familiar sun rose on an unfamiliar universe, some of us saw wondrous possibility, and others existential danger. The astronomers had insisted that the bright streak in the sky was no natural phenomenon. Most of us didn't really believe them until it burned through our atmosphere and crashed in a remote region, leaving only wreckage and uncertainty. In our ignorance, we fractured, taking refuge in our most primal emotions. Each of us saw what we wanted to see. Survival of the fittest has always been the game. Whether you're beating your enemy with a rock or a lawsuit, you have to be vicious to be the top dog. Because when you've worked for everything, and you've fought for all you have, nothing will satisfy you, except everything.
So that is sort of the setup to the game. Sorry for talking over the very intro to that. In theory, I think the first run of this should have that intro as well, untalked over. Once again, recording this live to Twitch under the username Willcall, and recording it locally for YouTube under the username Willcall100. And as he says, if you want to be the top dog, you got to take it. Which is sort of how our faction, although being the most neutral, pro-verse, anti-alien on that spectrum, is still a total war faction. We may get into what that means later when we're picking up certain texts, but UFO has crashed on Earth in Pakistan. Karachi region in Pakistan. Suspected alien life form has escaped into the surrounding countryside.
Boss. The Council has appointed you leader of our organization. I am Soren van Wyk, your Chief Operating Officer. We're living in a time of great change. The alien arrival will transform our world, possibly beyond recognition, and we must be positioned to respond appropriately to whatever opportunities may occur.
Okay. So, we're leader of the initiative, and that's sort of the faction NPC of the faction. So we know where it crashed in Karachi, Pakistan. So down here. Which means at least the first alien is going to be wandering around in sort of the old world and not the new world. Starting off, let's see who we have got see who we have as counselors here. So, new version, new UI. I'm gonna have to get used to the new UI as it comes up. Yeah, mostly this portion over here has been rearranged. So, traits, undercover, +1 espionage when being detected, aware, insecure. So, eventually we're going to want probably A, to get rid of insecure on him, or get rid of this person. They're 54, so they're actually a little old. We may actually want to get rid of this person eventually, because of their age. Hard target. Lone wolf, streetwise. Okay. There's Surveil, Investigate, which are the uncontested. Control Public Campaign, Turn Counselor, Control Space Asset. Investigate. For the Investigates, we got Crackdown, so that's important. Purge. Okay, so we got important stats on these guys. Notably, he's the only one of our two that has Public Campaign. Although, the other one has Crackdown and Purge as well. So we can definitely get pretty active with these guys. 659, pretty bad at the rest. Specifically admin. So we're gonna have to buff his admin soon. And then we have this person, who's connected and a lobbyist. Even older, so probably will need to get removed at some point. And replaced. Especially with those traits. There's not very many traits there. These traits, there's some at least tempting ones, like Hard Target. And make him a little bit more prone to causing problems for other people. If they're trying to deal with him. Detain, assassinate, if they're not, or if they critical fail, they end up dead. Not that that's likely to happen very often. Who's this guy's pretty generic. Control Nation, Turn Counselor. He's the only one we've got with Defend Interest and Advise. Although for Advise, your early game you usually want really high science. He's only got science of 1. He's got some administration, so he'll be the source of early administration for taking early orgs. Not that we're necessarily seeing any good ones here. We might want that reasonably soon. 1 gear wouldn't be bad. But yeah, got Crackdown, Purge, and Control, which is what we need really early game. Does have Investigate Counselor, both of them Investigate Counselor, which we also will need early game because we're gonna try to get non-aggression packs with everyone. Recruiting wise, let's see what we got in the potential pipeline. We got a Kingpin here. Gives us access to Assault and Protect. No other new missions, be duplicates in mostly missions. Does have Control, does have Purge, does not have Crackdown, but that's fine if our goal was to do sort of espionage stuff. We probably want the guys at the beginning to be fairly specialized, so this guy would not be too bad for espionage specialization. Because he's got Purge, Assassinate, and Steal Project's not too bad. He is a criminal, so he'll be able to pick up criminal orgs. Demanding. That would damage his loyalty pretty quickly. If we were to hold on to this guy, we'd have to have someone who has Inspire, probably. Which we don't have. It's one of the ones we're missing. Okay, a little bit better at spoiling. Got this Inspector, Survivor, Insecure. I think Insecure you can remove. Purely negative traits you can usually get rid of at the cost of experience. Give us Protect Target again. Give us Stabilize Nation, which we probably will actually want early on. Well, that's another good one. Does anyone ever, guys, have... Obviously, we have no Stabilize. Do we have any Increase in Rest? Yes, we have 1 Increase in Rest. Although on someone who's got Command 2, which would be enough. And you're an Inspector. You don't really have great Command. Ideally, in Command, we want Stabilize and... Stabilize, Destabilize, Assault Asset. Early on. Computer Scientist is somewhat nice early on. Is this 15% science research to stack with other sources of modifiers? Enemy that states you would not be able to go home. That's a little bit of an issue, because one of the places I'd be tempted to go into early is China. So this is a Chinese person who can't go into China. Although that can be removed at cost, so that's not necessarily going to break it. Decent science. Pretty good espionage, although he doesn't have the espionage missions that we need. So he wouldn't work for us at espionage because he doesn't have the missions. Engineer here. Okay. So that would be the equivalent of picking up one of these orgs. That's not bad. Innovative, another good one. System engineer. So mission control variety is also pretty good. So that wouldn't be that bad early on. The missions here are a little lacking. Got control assets, so it wouldn't be unusable at the beginning. Really want public campaign on this guy because he doesn't have the espionage missions we want. Doesn't have investigate. Maybe... Oh, he has advice. So we could technically just make him the advisor, the science advisor to a faction. Wouldn't be too bad if we were doing that. Professor... Academic. So that's monthly science income, not bad. That can be removed. That could probably be removed before that even becomes a problem. That's not really a problem. Opinion leader is a persuasion buff in high government nations. Based on how I'm planning on running them, you probably won't be able to benefit very well from that. So that's should be probably ignored. Although this is an Inspire, so this one would be one we're picking up because we need Inspire at some point. And to be fair, teacher academic combo is not bad. 4% more knowledge variety. Hacker, connected, criminal, streetwise, a rare. I think quick learner. I think this is the nerfed form of quick learner. Oh, you have public campaign. So you wouldn't be too bad early because we can send you to public campaign stuff. Crackdown works. Got the Crackdown investigate. Okay. You wouldn't be able to take anything. But really early on, we don't necessarily need everyone taking stuff. We're going to need people to public campaign. Especially in the bigger nations where we want to try to take stuff. Officer government, that gives us access to government orgs. Give us a protect target one. Give us another one that can give us inspire. Stabilize assault alien asset, only missing the destabilize as far as the command missions I'd want. Fixer. Increase stabilize, just missing the attack assault alien assets. Also no command to start with, which is also pretty hard. Shady and addict, okay. Of course, the other alternative is we're trying to go America first again. In which case we could probably make do with a bunch of public campaigning. And the China one wouldn't be too bad in that scenario. I think, again, I mean the state we could probably clear. So you're criminal quick. The missions leave a lot to be desired. But with public campaign and decent investigate, crackdown, investigate counselor, I think we can make use of that in the beginning. So let's grab you. That'll get us up to 3 counselors to start with. And then we need to start interacting with the globe. So early on, I think we need to get the money flowing. Less specifically interested in sort of doing the meta. The meta right now is probably just go United States right off the bat. Because they buffed the boost from the United States and nerfed the boost from Kazakhstan. But there are places we want to go if we don't want to do America. That can be quite decent for boost. So let's put the public campaigner in Singapore for the moment.
Work in the public. Where do you
You've got 30% control there, 90% in Qatar, 55% in Kuwait. I think early on we obviously want to get some oil flowing. Oil funds flowing into us. Oh, and Qatar just is on board. Various exploitable beliefs, 56%. Yeah, that lines up. I suppose we can go look at the nation overview. Oops, not that one. Nations. Sort by who likes us the most. So Syria, Chad, Sudan, Malaysian states, Bhutan, Venezuela, Albania, United Arab Emirates, Qatar, Bahrain. Okay, so we got the ability to eventually just start off in the petrol states here. Basically make the initiative apparently OPEC. Okay. Yeah, United Arab Emirates right next to Qatar, Bahrain. Okay. We don't even need to spoil these guys particularly hard to get a bunch of money out of them. Please spoil Friday grants. 20.2 credits directly to the owner of each control point. And the 3 control points. So each investment of spoils here provides 60.6 if you own the whole state. Yeah, so it's 66.9 there. If you own the whole country, it's 60.5. There's a little bit of rounding there coming into effect. These places, of course, really like us. So that makes a good place, I think, to start. They're right next to each other as well. Yeah, let's try to grab both points there.
I'm here.
Both the non-executive points there. And then we'll grab the non-executive points in the other one. And that's how we'll start the money train. We want to design a temporary default one. This is initial default. We're going to want some investment in welfare, some investment in economy and welfare. These are actually pretty authoritarian states, so Unity wouldn't be too bad. Pretty low on funding. Okay, the numbers here are going to be a little bit weird. Take those off for the moment so I can do the math a bit better. Okay, so I don't necessarily need to be that hard, I think, on knowledge. Although, maybe. Ideally, we want to set up where we're like 20% on knowledge. Yeah, that would work. And then we'll do like 1-1 like that. So the reason I'm checking without boost mission control here is I want to see the balance between them all. And you can either have fund space program or boost mission control. Most of the time. Technically, there's certain federations. unions? Anyway, if you're in, like, the EU, and as long as one member of the EU has Fund Space Program complete, the rest of them can do mission control, so it'll be a little bit finicky in those situations. But I want to see, I want our places we control to have 20% invested in knowledge. Other than that, right now we're going to be focused spoils, sort of get the space stuff set up. With a little bit of welfare and economy. This is actually a little bit too. Actually, no. This is stabilizing welfare ratio. Usually, you can get up to 3 investment into economy to welfare, and it will lower inequality. Although the spoils here is going to raise inequality. So this is definitely short-term initial default stuff. And then I want another pip in there like that. I'm going to save that, and we're going to set that as the default. So by default, this is what's just going to get dumped on everything as we acquire it, and then we can modify from there. Okay, so we got our initial counselors, we got our initial orders. I do want to go into Singapore. Going into Singapore, if we go over to Singapore, I think this is where we're going to mainly focus on building our boost. So there's a decent probability here that what will modify here is it'll take all the spoils off to get the space program going faster. And maybe even take the knowledge down there. Whereas in UAE and Qatar, we're gonna have some spoilers, so we can afford to pick up early. I do want to pick up this org. We are going to have early requirements to boost space and boost. Profound space program and boost. So that's not a bad one to pick up. I'm not sure if we've got our espionage person, but that'll be good on the espionage person. That'll be good on the commander. That's not going to have enough ROI time, although 1% material science would make it decent to put in a slot for just a slot. And this is just a no. 2% economy isn't good enough by itself. And we're going to be spoiling the beginning, so the monthly income bonus there is not enough. But yeah, so we'll probably try to pick a bunch of these up. Really comes down to, do I think I have the espionage person, for example? Yeah, this is probably our espionage person. So we'll probably try to get these two first, followed up with this one behind. Because we might just pick up the engineer, and the engineer would basically provide us that one. Tech-wise, for starting tech choices, audience research, we don't care about. Although I need to invest in something else. I think is it We're Not Alone that I want? Yeah, clandestine cells. So we want to invest everything in there, nothing in audience research. In fact, I'll change audience research over to management. If we're investing in a project right now, it's going to be management research. Although management research isn't, you don't want to be doing it until the end game. Here we want clandestine cells, so we can pick up our 5th counselor. 5th agent. Okay, let's, I think we're good enough to unpause here, so let's confirm assignments, get some time flowing. We're most likely going to get both of these in the same breath. 3 influence a month for the rest of the game, 15 science a month for the rest of the game, 50 ops right now, or income, 10 income a month. If I wasn't trying to non-aggression impact like everyone, I think the influence would be the way to go. We're going to do research, because I think that's going to help us.
Our case remains unheard.
With trying to control the outside areas. Yeah, the public campaigning didn't work. Here, again, I don't think I'm necessarily going to be doing any sort of purge and crack down early on. I think we're going to try to run off in the outside, not necessarily try to fight every one of her spots. There's a side effect we're going to be benefited a lot more from influence, because we're going to try to get in before they do where we go.
They are not life forms.
Okay, so humanity first has been encountered.
They are demons.
We may be able
incarnate.
to
They and the traitors who support them
reach
will
out to
face
them
our
fairly
judgment.
early to try to get the non-aggression back to
It has
them.
always been true
Same
that
with
we
them.
must leave the cradle if our species is to survive. If these aliens are indeed hostile, the time to go is now.
Okay. So the other
Our
neutral
supporters
and
in
the
place.
most anti-alien factions revealed their presence. Control mission success.
We were unable to
End of
establish
failure.
control.
Okay. It's hoping to get one success. Well, I was hoping to get 2 successes. We got 1. Still been nothing. All nations gain cohesion initially here.
Where to?
Do I have enough to contact them? Yes, the ones who revealed themselves we can say hello to. Of course, I do want to still keep grabbing stuff.
Putting our people in place.
Standing by. We'll be running this place.
To send you
Ready for my
out to do
mission.
the contacting instead of the public campaigning. We know about 2 Exodus faction members. We only know about 1 of Humanity First. We'll send you to contact the Humanity First one.
Making contact.
Oh, and because I got that influence, I might be able to pick up another counselor. Question is, do I want to pick up another counselor? There's maybe an argument to say save up for the professor. Although I think I wanted the engineer more than the professor. Because of project manager, system engineer. Innovative, yeah. Does have control nation. Yeah, I think I'm going to pick up the engineer here. He can help with the grabbing stuff in the early run out to grab stuff. And then he's got pretty good science. We can put him on a like permanent advise in the biggest nation we get. Okay. We're going to have you
At your
reach
service.
out and contact Exodus.
We'll open
Again,
a
we're
channel.
looking for non-aggression packs, so we don't have to worry about anyone coming for our stuff. So we can take our time.
They are here to cleanse our sick world.
Okay, so there's the servants.
Establishing contact.
Chase your worthless gold if you must. Meanwhile, we will save the world.
Okay. Yeah, so I think we're going to get non-aggression back to them. And then we need to have enough to bribe them into that. That's actually going to be the question is, do I have enough to do that? I think the answer is probably no. No, they'll do like for five credits. Not what I'd hoped for, but good enough. We accept. I'm on board with that. Complete trade. Okay, so we've got a non-aggression back with
Establishing
them.
contact.
If you wish to spend your days squabbling over
Something
resources,
here.
so be it.
Will you meet us at 10? This is adequate agreed. Ooh, they're even more on board with us than the... Not what we hoped for, we're good enough, we accept. Okay, so we can get away with giving them only 5 credits. Complete trade. There we go. So now we should be safe from those 2 coming after us. At least for now.
We're taking over.
Okay, so we've controlled the 2 bottom ones. We don't control the executive, but no one in theory besides the aliens can take the executive. So we don't need a rush for the executive here.
We failed to take control.
Oh, nice, I'm getting into the other one. Okay. Okay, we still have enough info on them. We don't have enough info to actually find the servants. We know the servants are out there. Okay, you're 70, 74. Take the 74
Bringing them
swing.
to our side.
Ready for orders.
You can do some investigate. I was hoping that we'd have some unexplored ones. That would be the servant, presumably. No dice. Okay. So now your job is going to be back to Singapore.
We must persuade the people. Ready for my mission. Ready. Where to?
Oh, and I should be dealing
Standing
with the
by
XP.
for orders.
Forgot to check the XP here. So you got 52 XP. What do I want to grab on you? You got pretty high espionage. You are probably my espionage counselor. Question is, do I want to be picking up... Oh, we need to remove insecure right away, so that goes both. Do I want to be picking up persuasion for the controlling locations, control nations early on, or public campaign? Or do I want to pick up admin, because you're short admin, no admin? Oh, it's barely been even time and we've already gotten the org was changed. I'm surprised. They're changing real fast. Okay. Well, we need to get some money before we can really invest in these. Yeah, I think we'll pick up the admin here. Next one, we've got 56. You've got control, you've got turn. You've also got investigate for the crackdown. So we might be using you as the investigator early on. Although you really got very few traits, unlike you. So that's my first one, that's my second one, and that's my third one, yeah. This is one of the ones we started with. Oh, you're the only one who has defend interest, so we need to hold on to you until we can find a different replacement for that. So yeah, you probably are going to be the investigator early on. You've got a decent amount of admins, we don't need to grab more. Let's augment with persuasion here. Power broker will be good in the midterm. You already have control nation from connected? No, that would give you control nation if you didn't have it, but you do have it, so it's not going to give you anything really valuable. Just a better connected. Just a better connected. And then Power Broker is a better lobbyist. Okay. Yeah. Let's just grab Persuasion here. This will make you a little bit better at controlling nations, which is what we need you to do right now. You're the quick learner, so you'll be a little cheaper. 10% cheaper. Okay. You can only public campaign for persuasion. So there's an argument here we don't want to bother on persuasion. On buffing persuasion. We picked him up early because with quick learner we can trade him into a bunch of stuff. Criminal may give them access to some very specialist or orgs. Although there's none currently available for that. And I suppose he has increase in rest. Probably admin or persuasion here. Seeing as I've got an org that I want to pick up on him, which could in theory be up to 30. We're going to go persuasion. And then the last one's got 47 left. Oh, we can upgrade that project manager to project director. System engineer is a senior. Those are really good. Lose the security. Yeah, let's go ahead and lose the security. Bonus. Exchange, you can now go into places that have unrest. And yeah, you're probably going to do science, so it's just grabbing you enough persuasion. There's less admin early enough on. So persuasion here. Of course, that now means you.
Ready to go.
Reporting in.
No,
Where do you need me?
You, instead of controlling nation with that terrible persuasion skill, can now go investigate the alien activity.
Headed there now.
Send you to do that.
Your
We got
orders.
an 8 and a 6.
Where do you need me?
So we can take the 8 for 92,
You'll bring
the
this nation to our
6
What's the
for
op?
88. For early on here, I'm going to change these petrol states. Favor spoils just a little bit more, because we really do need that money early on. That's one way we could be saying helping the public campaigner here to be better. Firm assignment, spent some time move. That'll give us more influence, although we don't necessarily need
We're winning
influence
their hearts and
right
minds.
now. We can continue, that's up to 11%.
We found something.
Okay, we got alien activity. Or we investigate the alien activity.
We're out in front of this for now.
So 20 influence, 20 science. View objectives. We'll have the alien signals event come up shortly, as it tells us here. Okay, so the project manager is giving us a gear. However, it's not a org or a module one, so it's just a raw gear, which a raw gear is actually giving us a plus 10% speed buff for projects. We don't have any projects we want to research yet, but when the time comes, that will be good. It's maybe still a little early for that.
Our supporters are in place.
Okay, we got the first one in Terra Invicta.
We failed to take control.
This is the second one. Okay, so set as favorite and open research. We will start that research. So alien signatures, select project. We'll put 1 tick into it. Be done beginning of December.
Ready to go.
Okay. We're probably gonna have you advise 80%'s not
Taking
too bad.
control.
What's our odds getting into Singapore? 64.
At your service.
And you're going to be even lower. 42. Let's double up in Qatar. Worst case, we'll get the executive, which is fine.
We'll bring this nation to our side.
And we'll take the 76.
Standing by for orders.
Attempt. Or 64. Attempt
Bringing them
at
to our side.
EU. Oh, and the quick learner can actually pick the next one up. And your criminal. We'll pick an admin up, so we've got the 3 admin. So we can take any criminal org that shows up. Now for 39, we had the counselor wouldn't be too bad. The influence of the counselor. Los Alamos wouldn't be bad. Yeah, most of these aren't bad. It's either they cost influence or we need a counselor from a specific place. The energy one here would be like what we take because there's nothing left after the ones, but it's not that bad. Definitely worse. So the favorite, we're going to need that researched eventually.
Public opinion is moving in our direction.
Continue. At least until we have full control of this place.
Our presence is growing.
Okay. Continue.
We were unable to establish control.
Okay, fair enough.
The Surat al-Baqarah teaches that in the creation of heaven and earth, a wise people may find the signs of Allah. Let us heed those words and join together as we take our search into the stars. Director Khalid al-Ashgar from his khutbah at the first conclave of Muslim astrophysicists.
Okay, so that's the mission to space. They replaced that with advanced carbon manipulation. That's not a problem. We definitely want that done at some point. Because it's required for molten core fission. We're probably going to do... For a fission one, we're probably going to do molten core or vapor core. It's been a while since I've poked to the tech tree, so I might be missing things, but global, that's not a problem. That we're not too worried that they picked that. And we are still trying to work on getting Not Alone done. Shame we don't have control of it, because it's the only one we're investing in right now. But that's the slow science of the start we've got going here.
We're taking over.
Okay, and we did get a point in Singapore. Which should actually make getting the rest away in Singapore much easier. Because of, well, because we have control of mass media now. And then Singapore, I'm going to do the opposite, what we've been doing elsewhere. We're going to reduce spoils, buffed space program. In fact, I'm going to go so far as to say no spoils there. All space program.
Your orders?
I'm here.
Okay. You're not very good, but I don't have a problem with you taking 77s to get these
Establishing control.
What's
over
the
there.
op?
We're at
Taking
72.
control.
Ready.
54, I think it's worth it for Singapore.
Establishing control.
Could pick another persuasion on you. Yeah, and I wouldn't be surprised if we don't hold on to this person, because he's only connected lobbyist in the long run. Augment more persuasion. Okay.
Our cause is unjustified to them.
Ooh, shame. That's... With mass media, we're up to an 89% chance of success, so it's a bit of a shame he missed it. Select advisory team. We now appoint our faction's chief advisors. 10% economic investment. Fund space and boost. Military, army, welfare, knowledge. In the real long run, I think welfare knowledge is probably better. But because I'm trying not to be actively fighting everyone, we're going to try to get non-aggression packs to everyone. We're probably going to have to get boost wherever we can, and not just like pick up America for the boost. So the investments into found space program and boost priority are very valuable here at this opening. So I'm going to go with that.
We've gained significant support.
Okay, we got the second one in Singapore. So that's actually secured us the Singapore executive.
Our supporters are in place.
And we're now in full
Cleaning
control
things
of
up.
UAE.
We were unable to establish control.
First alien ship detected. Okay.
The dreamer in me wants to believe it would bring a golden age of advancement and prosperity for all mankind. But I'm a realist. I know better. Any race advanced enough to find us would be advanced enough to end us, likely without even regarding us. Commander Fiona Ayawade, NATO Symposium on First Contact.
I suppose that's one way to describe intersystem kinetics. You can chuck something from one system to a different system IRL. That thing's gonna arrive in the new system it's arrived at a speed that can quite ruin planets. Okay, so we didn't have control, so they picked advanced chemical rocketry. That Again, they're not picking bad choices for whatever reason. I'm on board with that. I'm on board with advanced chemical rocketry. We're going to get another project pretty soon. So I'm actually going to try to get alien signatures done. The hope being that we get our 5th advisor slot project. And then I want that to replace alien signatures. And again, that's going to be the priority. So getting these two done is the priority here. Trying to take control of advanced chemical rocketry is not. Although, I do kind of want to invest some into it. Any orgs we can afford? We want 1K for Intrepid Consulting. Don't have it yet. We could... Oh, that's not as good as I was thinking it was. I'm seeing the admin there and you're like, it's going to be a good admin org. It's a bit scatterbrained. It's +1, +1, +1, +1. For admin, it really needs more admin than it provides. But that's not too bad. Not sure I want to control North Korea for that, though. And that's what we need to do to have that one. We have American advisors, because default settings gives you an advisor from your country of origin, and I happen to be an American. So we can pick these up as long as we get the influence, which is one reason I'm trying not to spend influence right now, is because we can pick these up before they disappear. That would be nice. So money-wise, we're saving up for Intrepid Consulting out of these ones. But I'm going to check probably every cycle to see if they swap out to something else. You, again, are going to be good for the science, but right now you can't really control nations in a bunch of places, because you're not very good at it. Although there's definitely places we could do that would be even easier, because of the starting influence we have.
Putting our people in place.
You go to Qatar.
Ready for orders.
I suppose the other argument is...
Ready for my mission.
No, we don't know where anything is.
What's the op?
Do we know where people aren't? We do know someone who we don't. We know someone we don't know in London. Who's our best... Whoops. Cancel on mission. Who's our best investigator? Got 3 investigators. You've got 5... 7. Can. Oh no, you're the 3rd one, and you've got 5. Okay, so the best we got is 7.
At your service.
What's your odds of figuring out who that is? 34%. Not good enough. In the meantime, control nation, 78% chance.
At your service.
54%.
Bringing
Try to
them
take
to
the loss
our
to
side.
Singapore. And it'll give us full control over 3 nations if all those succeed. In fact, we'll have one that won't succeed because it'll not be able to fire if they all succeed.
We
Confirm
must
and
not
let's
only
finish.
defend human lives from the aliens, we must ensure those lives remain worth living.
So that's the resistance. That's who we succeeded at with last time. We've encountered them, although we don't necessarily know if we know where one of their councils are. We do need to negotiate with them to get the
The
non-aggression
trick is
pact.
not to look directly at what you're trying to see. Offset your focal point somewhere to the side of where you think you notice the movement. At night, the center of your vision doesn't work as well as during the day. I won't try to explain the science to you. What matters is you'll see whatever is out there before they see you. Colonel Hans Castillo, advising conscripts in Colombia.
So that's Skywatch. They replaced that with Outpost tabs. You know, again, not a bad one. Not going to complain too much about that. The AI is not totally trying to screw with us right now. Often it does. Again, what we want to be working towards early on, I suppose I can go to the directory and actually show it. Before we're sending ourselves off to Mars, we want... This may have been slightly rearranged, so it might be a little bit slow to find what I'm looking for. Space mining and refining. So we want space mining and refining because, at least from my perspective, there's not much value in having outposts in space that can't mine. At the same time, we still want to go to Mars and claim sites when everyone else is there. But ideally, we want to be able to do both arrival and mining within close succession. So we want the AI ideally to be working towards mining, not working towards Mars. Although Outpost Tabs is on the way to Mars. Also, as I just noticed, Outpost Tabs is the only requirement that we didn't already have for Mars, so we may be going to Mars far earlier than I want. Where's the moon? There's the moon. Same thing, the moon. It's the only requirement for the moon. I'm a little less worried if they go from the moon early. I usually just skip the moon. But maybe that's me not being super great here.
With us.
Okay, we're up to 75 there. Repeat and continue. There's alien signatures done.
We've
Let's
analyzed the
research. And so next we need to surveil locations and regions near alien crashes. Abductions are detected, send accounts and investigate the alien activity. Okay. And then research and origin needs deep system. Skywatch. And salvage some of their tech. Okay, so the next one we're going to slot is military science lab. Although, for the moment, I don't actually want that researched. So back to focusing on chemical rocketry.
We still lack support.
No success at Qatar.
Our presence is growing.
We did get the other one in Singapore, so we've actually got one person who's going to fail right now because you can't try something you've already completed.
Mission
Here we go.
aborted.
No control points. Maybe I'll sway this a little bit. Now that I'm in here, I can probably dump the Unity. Okay. I want to focus mostly on the space program here. Because we want to be able to get to generating boost there pretty quickly. A little less interested in the Middle East. Okay. So, now that it's our turn again, then we got a few more orgs. A few of them shuffled. Although the ones we were most interested in haven't shuffled off yet. Although I don't know we're going to get up to 200 influence before they do. Secret Service jumped up as well. We'll see if we can pick some of these up. In the meantime, let's look to see where the other factions are going. So servants are up in Canada, no one's in the USA, no one's in Mexico. So if we were to try to go USA, we'd have to do a Mexico into the USA. No one's in Russia. Interestingly, no one's in France. Though the UK's got stuff in it. No one's in China. No one's in India. There's people in Mongolia, North Korea's protectorate. Egypt, Saudi Arabia are empty. Israel is the resistance. Okay, so America might be a little hard because we have to come in through Mexico. Instead of Canada and Mexico. China's always hard, but that's what often gives you time to do China, is that China is hard. It's hard for everyone. It's authoritarian. Authoritarian makes it harder to get public campaigning off until you're in it. Similar sort of thing with India. Although India is not as authoritarian, right? It's blunt democracy. In Iran, the most of the Middle East here is uncontested. Does Sudan have a claim on South Sudan? Yes. Although, maybe taking someplace over that is in guerrilla war is maybe not the smartest choices. Unlike the countries we started with, which are pretty stable. That we could merge those, but it wouldn't be the quickest. Yeah, I'm still thinking we probably want to try to do China. Mostly get the boost off, say, the more equator nations that we've got. So Singapore, the 2 oil states. And then try to get into China. Which is picking up the neighbors to China that are not Chinese rivals. So don't pick up India, don't pick up Japan. Well, until you're in China, don't pick them up. Don't pick up Vietnam. Don't pick up the Philippines. Okay, so possible. We don't have non-aggression pacts with them yet, so we could still pick fights with the Protectorate and the Servants, but probably not a good plan. Pakistan's already going to be taken. Kazakhstan's basically taken. Okay. I suppose getting into Russia to get into China isn't the worst of odds. But yeah, we got a rough idea what we're going to be doing. Again, I'm trying not to start stuff with the other factions that we can, the human factions. Got to be sort of this outside context. And part of that's trying to take stuff that other people aren't taking and get there first. That's the plan. Oh, India is actually surprisingly pro-initiative. Definitely not meta to do India. Oh, even America has decided it's pro-initiative. Okay, maybe we'll try getting into America because they're already moving the right direction. Or we're the right direction. Although we'll probably be a little more contested getting in there. Yeah, if you're watching on YouTube, looking at the time, we're up over an hour, so this is where I should put a part break in. If you're watching on YouTube, there will be a part up tomorrow. We're going to try to record 4 parts today, so if you're watching YouTube, we're going to record basically 4 days worth of stuff. If you're watching on YouTube, assuming there isn't a delay in recording the next recording session, tomorrow night should be the night we're streaming again. So I'm going to do a 3-day delay on the next recording session. Well, there's going to be 4 days before the next recording session, but there's 3-day delay before this part goes live. So not tonight if you're on YouTube, but tomorrow night should be Terra Invicta. Although that is also the day I'm going to be moving the setup back to the other location. So it may not happen, or it may be a short run for that night. If you're watching on Twitch, feel free to hang around. I'm going to take a short break to check up on the dog, see if the dog wants to go outside, and then we will be back to record the next part. So until the next part, wish you all the best of luck and a good time. Catch you all in the next part, and bye for now.